Hi,
everyone. Welcome to the Digital Experience Team Search Nav Support Group. This is hard to do with dancing. This is our mascot, funky Halloween guy doing the dance. And I'll stop sharing my screen.
yes.
We've been practicing that all sprint. That was 2 weeks in the making. So as I was saying, welcome to our iteration video. Today is the 3rd of November. We're going to go over what we worked on for the last 2-week period. I'm first up. This iteration, I worked on separating the slippers code base from our navigation repository. So we should be able to have an MR up now that our newest version of the nav is out, which we'll talk about in a minute. Oh, where's my screen? There. I also swapped out the pricing page header during the navigation release so that it has the full header now instead of the minimized header. And we finally got the company page merged, which was good after a bit of back and forth. That's it for me. And next is John.
Wait. Show us that beautiful nav.
But I feel like I didn't do the work. That's got to be John.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay. Passing it on.
Okay. Hi. As Laura mentioned, I work on this iteration mostly on the navigation on the 2.0 version. It went pretty well. I'm going to show it right now. Yeah, great. So we changed our nav to some hover dropdowns, pretty cool hover dropdowns that you can see right here. More minimalistic than before. We also changed the nav from 2 rows to only 1 row, so we have more space for the page. And we also have the login right here. We have the search as always, but in this new row. And for the mobile side, let's see, we changed a little bit the menu. It is mostly the same, but we have these cool groups in each menu. Thanks to Kerry for these designs. It's pretty cool. And that's it for the navigation. Also, I have been working on automating the change log for the buyer experience repo. I have a good progress right now. I have the automation of the API from GitLab to create the changelog automatically. The next step is to create automatically the tags with the semantic version, and also automatically bump the version from buyer's experience. So after that, we will have a good automated changelog releases. So it would be pretty cool. That's it for me. Next one is, let me see, Miguel.
Thank you, John. Yeah, the navigation is great. Looks very good. For this iteration, I did a small change to the footer. We introduced a new column and rearranged all the links so it will be aligned with the header. That was merged also, and it's also live. I did a work with the GitLab manager. You know, it's a GLM tag we attach to the free trial button. I did put it a dynamic way so we can know in which page the user was. I also did a small change in copy in the partners page, and we've also been making sure that the navigation has all the tracking for the Google Tag Manager. That work was also done. And finally, I added a section in the navigation release so we can test locally our navigation changes before releases, and that's added to the release process in the handbook. And yeah, that's it from me for this iteration. And next one is Carrie.
Yeah. So for most of this iteration, I felt like I was reviewing all of your work. So we did the nav, so the top nav and the footer, We did the about page, and then we also did the analyst page. So a lot of reviews for that. And I do have the MVC2 version of the analyst page that I just finished up. So I think I'm sharing my screen now. So just like little minor changes, copy changes, adding these images back to the feature reports, adding a section in for the peer reviews. I think we're swapping a section for another type of section, reformatting some things, and adding another contact card. So very minor things, just working with our stakeholders to finish that out. And I think that's about it. I'm going to hand it off to Miracle now.
This iteration, thanks to Carrie's like awesome designs, I was able to release the analyst page. And then the rest of the iteration I spent in the GDK. I was working on updating our visible scripts, and right now that final change is in review, so hopefully it doesn't take too long to get through the process. And that was it for me this iteration. I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hello. Such a good iteration for the team. So proud. And so what I did was we shipped the POC for our localization, our smart lane localization, which, you know, was kind of a whole quarters of work. So I'm going to actually share a little bit of this video that I recorded. I'm just going to hop over here. This is the issue we're using to gain approval of it. And here are the pages that we did: French, Japanese, German. It's the home page, why GitLab, and the pricing page. We'll just go ahead and click into here. This is our home page for French. Super cool. There it is. Could go over here, Japanese. There it is. And then German. Wow. So cool. So that got launched, and our stakeholders were able to review it. We're going through with the GDN, so we're signing that contract. Next quarter, we'll be implementing it site-wide. So get ready for that to happen, because it's happening. And it did cause some pretty big SEO errors, because there were 3 versions of our site translated by Google. So there was the French, the German, and the Japanese version. So there's like 4 search engine results for each search query. Not good. Got to fix that. So there was some stuff we needed to do there. I had to purge our Swift type cache, set some rules. I'll have to remember to take those off. And then the process changes. Me, Philza, and Justin, we've been working on that because we're in Q4. So that is what I was working on. Team's been doing good. Anything else, Laura? Do you want to talk about some of the things we encountered with the release, with the Nav release that we did this morning?
Sure. Yeah, so we released the navigation, and during those releases, I think most of the team understands that we have the navigation package that then gets brought into 2 repositories, our www repository and our buyer experience repository. Unfortunately, those are 2 different environments. So in both repos, we found some conflicting styles that were overriding our navigation styles, which is kind of a pain. So to make sure that the navigation styles take precedent over anything that's coming up in buyer experience, we had to add some important tags, which isn't great. There was an issue with some hydration issues on our buyer experience repo. Hydration issues are kind of a complex view-ism, where if you have invalid HTML markup, that's redundant. If you have invalid HTML, or if you have anything like v-if instead of v-show, or some things that Vue doesn't like, you're going to get errors, but those errors only show up sometimes, which is a little bit annoying. So we ended up wrapping our navigation in a client-side tag, which renders on the client, which is kind of a band-aid solution. We should go and kind of find the root of that error. So I have a package that I found that kind of combs through all of your HTML and looks for those kind of gotchas that I'll probably add to the navigation repo and probably to buyer experience, just to catch those before we release. And then the www is just, there are so many CSS on CSS on CSS that like it's really a pain to make the navigation be the most important style, because everything has an important tag in www. So combing through that was a bit of a problem, but we expect that. We expect some headaches when using the www repo. So that was understandable. But yeah, lots of improvements. We're going to improve the tabbing through each of the items in the navigation, because the tabbing isn't great right now. We're using an external library that kind of blocks us a little bit from tabbing through items, but we've got some improvements to make, and that'll come in the next version.
Yeah. How many important tags can you put on one div? What's the max?
If everything's important, is anything important? You know, like
you know, that they tell us it's the same with priority. Everyone can't be a P1. It's got to be some priority issues. All right. Well, that's it for search. Nav, Dan, team.